Salamat. Thanks, Shai. Okay, so we have one person already in the game. Just wait for the others. Where are the others? Why are they not coming? May questions ba tayo sa performance task or may gustong i-share sa class na related sa lesson or kahit hindi rin related sa lesson? Kamusta yung experience sa pag-take ng political compass test? Na-surprise ba kayo?
Not really, Chair.
Not really. How about the others? Shai says she's not really surprised to the results.
Sakto lang po.
Sakto lang, Chair.
Sakto
Chill
lang.
lang.
It's a bit, like expected. I was actually a bit surprised because actually, this class has, parang medyo similar yung most of your political compass results. So that's a bit surprising. I thought it would be more diverse. Later we'll discuss that. Yeah, yung different na access nito. Okay, tatlong people. Okay, you have 9 people already in the group. For the ones who have started or just entered right now, you can join the quiz na nakalagay dyan sa screen natin. The code name is, or the code is 533827, or you can also click the link that I sent sa chat box. So pakitingnan lang yung chat box and then just click the link. Good afternoon, Jean. Hi. Okay, tatlo pa lang tayo dito but we already have 9 people inside. So, para sa mga bagong dating lang, paki-click yung link na nakalagay sa chat box. Ayan, so we have 5 people already in the game. Anyways, meron kayo dyang code name. So, hindi naman kayo ipapakita yung totoo yung pangalan. And so, welcome Jean. And sino pa yung bago? Krista, hi. And Krisha. And Christine. Okay, so please click the link that I posted so that we can start with the game. Okay, there are 5 people here. Others, please come na so that we can start. I'm just gonna refresh this. So this is a 9-item quiz that just checks your understanding of the lesson that we have discussed on Tuesday, which means that this has to do with ideologies. Okay, so 5 people pa rin. Kailangan natin may isa pa. We need another person so that we can have a top 5. Kasi kapag 5 lang, it means that default na top 5 to. Sige na. Who's not entering yet? Enter na. Okay, after 1 minute, if nobody enters still, then we're gonna start or proceed with the game. Okay, we have Sophia. Hi, Sophia. Sophia, for you, you can click the link that I provided on the chat box so that you could enter the game. Ayan. Okay, so hindi talaga nag-change. Ayan. Sige, so let's start the game na lang muna. For the rest who are not able to join, you just watch the screen and then I'm just gonna read the questions out loud so that you could also participate. I think some of you have really bad internet access, so let's just focus on this para sa mga makaka-join. Okay, so I'll start the game already. For the rest who are still joining, you can still join the game. True or false question. Socialists believe that the state is an evil and oppressive institution that should be removed. Okay, 7 people have entered the game already. Good, guys. Socialists believe that the state is an evil and oppressive institution that should be removed. True or false? There are still 2 people that haven't answered yet. Sige, Ashley, for you, you can click on the game or you can click on the link para makapag-join sa game natin. Okay, so the correct answer is false. Socialists do not believe that the state should be removed. Sometimes they believe that the state, or actually they believe that the state is necessary so that distribution could be done in society. Next, liberal believes that preserving tradition and authority is more important than freedom and tolerance. Again, liberals believe that preserving tradition and authority is more important than freedom and tolerance. True or false? Okay, Kian. For you, you can join the game. Just click on the link na nakalagay dyan sa may ating chat box. Again, you can click on the link na nakalagay sa chat box to join the game. Okay, so the correct answer for this one is false. Ayan, 4 people got the correct answer. For liberals, freedom, tolerance, the protection of individual rights, and the capacity to decide is more important than preserving tradition. Okay, next question. Fascism values individual freedom as a natural right. Again, fascism values individual freedom as a natural right. True or false? Okay. Another person, si Maracuya Mowgli, hasn't answered yet. Okay, correct answer is false. For the fascists, the state is more important than individual rights. Okay, next question. Dangers are so great, most hopeful is often negative, that is frequently the wiser part to uphold the current and existing state of things. This quote would be best associated with which ideology? Is it conservatism, liberalism, anarchism, or communism? So another person just joined. We have who's this? Okay. Okay, correct answer is ayan, conservatism. 2 people got the correct answer. Please review guys sa handouts natin. Next question. Which of the following is a statement that an anarchist is most likely to agree with? First, people are cruel, so authority and discipline should be imposed by the state to prevent chaos. Next, people are generally good. It is the state and other institutions that make them do bad. And last, people become their best selves in a community where economic and social equality is practiced. Okay, correct answer is the state. Only 1 person got the correct answer. So anarchists believe that the state is always evil and hierarchies make persons worse off than better off. Okay, which ideology believes that the state is most useful for protecting the rights of people, guaranteeing their security and freedoms to pursue their own interests as long as they do not harm each other? Is it conservatism, liberalism, anarchism, or fascism? Okay, correct answer for this one is liberalism. Tingnan natin. Okay, 6 people got the correct answer. Very good, guys. Okay, next question. Which ideology believes that the state should be prioritized over the rights of the individual? The state hindi collective, hindi grupo ng mga tao, pero yung estado mismo, the mechanism of the state. Is it conservatism, liberalism, anarchism, or fascism? Okay. 4 people, 5. There are still 4 people that haven't answered yet. Sayang. Okay, sige. The correct answer is fascism. Next question. In the whole negative part, we are alike. We and the Russians are against liberals, against Democrats, and against the parliament. Benito Mussolini is most likely what? Or what ideology? Conservatism, liberalism, anarchism, or fascism? Okay. Two people still haven't answered. Okay. One person. Okay, sige. So the correct answer is fascism. Next question. The conservatives tend to characterize an individual as what? Naturally good and social, rational and responsible, naturally good if left free, or part of an organ with its specific place in a hierarchy. Which do you think best describes how the conservatives would characterize an individual? Naturally good and social, rational and responsible, naturally good if left free, part of an organ with its specific place in a hierarchy. Okay, 6 people have answered. So the correct answer for this one is with a natural place in the hierarchy. 2 people got the correct answer. Sige, so let's see or let's look at the results. Let's congratulate everyone for participating in the quiz. No matter how hard your internet access is, but at the same time, let's give merits to the top 5. Okay, tingnan natin. Okay, so let's see. There are people that only joined the game really late, so they weren't able to participate. Sige, let's go to Miss McClary. Who's Miss McClary? Sino si Miss McClary? Okay, ayaw magsalita. How about Lotus Longstocking? Sino to? Si Lotus Longstocking. Sino to? Christine? Is this Christine?
Opo.
Okay, congratulations, Christine. Next, Noni Shirley. Who's Noni Shirley? Sino si Noni Shirley? Si Sophia ba to? Okay. Is this Sophia? I think she unmuted her mic for a while. Pero walang lumabas na audio. So I think it's her. Ayan. Congratulations, Sophia. Good job. How about Flapjack? Who's Flapjack?
Ako, Chair.
Si Shai. Okay. Congratulations, Shai. And then the number 1, top 1, Tangerine Trotter. Who's Tangerine Trotter?
Ako po.
Okay, congratulations, Simon, for bagging the top 1. Very good, guys. Ayan, so for those na hindi pa masyadong gets yung concepts, just make sure you review for your exams tomorrow. And later on, you will have your quiz. It's just 15 items, just another way for you to review for the exams tomorrow. So take that quiz. And later on, when you're taking the quiz, you might notice that some of the items are familiar. So some of the items are just a review of the items that we have played today. Ayan, so take it. I'll remind you again later. Okay, so for now, I think only one person is absent, si Kristen. And the rest of you are already here. So that's really good. Okay, sige. So, before we proceed with the discussion of your ideology, tingnan muna natin actually yung ano natin, yung results ng questions, yung may pinakamaraming errors. Yan. So, generally, you know about, ano ba? You know about anarchism, tsaka liberalism, but this one, so, yes? May may nagsasalita. Okay, sige, sige. You can chat it or you can unmute your mic later if you want. Yan, so for this one, fascism values individual freedoms as a natural right. This is false because for fascists, diba, if you see the ating table, mas pinipili nila yung state, specifically the glory of the state and the machinery of the state. Compared to individual rights. Right? And so next one, the dangers of change are so great. The promise of the most hopeful theories is often deceptive. And the wiser part is to uphold the current and existing state of things This is a very conservative thing to say. Okay, so preserving the present, lalo na yung mga values that we have in the present and even in the past. Right? So no changes that are needed, or there is no change that is needed. And then sa anarchist, eto, if you see the chart, the anarchists believe that people are generally good. And that's why they believe that you don't really need to put systems in place to govern the behaviors of people. Kasi nga, naturally good yung mga tao, so they could figure out for themselves, diba? Sila na yung bahala to behave because, again, naturally good sila. So there will be no problems with regards to cooperation, with regards to conflict, because people want the best both for themselves and for other people as well. So that is the primary uh, assumption ng ating mga anarchists. And so, if we see here, I'm just gonna explain parts of the chart before we proceed with the discussion of your results. Yan. Meron dito na mga parts na hindi natin, or I think some of you do not get, or medyo mas kailangan pa ng i-deepen ng konti. Sige, can somebody tell me, saang part, or may part sila na chart na hindi masyadong gets yung idea? Like, or want some of the parts to be a bit clearer. Sa individual, the idea of communism and socialism is that the individual is social, part of a collective, right? Ibig sabihin yung identity niya nakatay sa grupo. Yes? Yes, for the one who is trying to speak, sino yun? I really want to get her insight or his insight. Sige. Sino to yung nagsasalita? Parang may gustong sabihin. You can also chat in the chat box kapag medyo hindi siya marinig kasi yung audio. I can't see if ano. Yan. So, kapag hindi masyadong marinig yung audio, just chat the questions in the chat box. Okay. Sige. So, I'll just continue on with the discussion first. Again, for communists and socialists, the individual is social. And because the individual is social, there is a tendency for him or her to prioritize the groups, right? Or the rights of the social group to make sure that everyone has economic and social equality as well. So liberals, they focus more on the individual, and they assume that the individual is rational and responsible, has the capability to dictate their own lives, right? And then sa conservative and fascists, they believe that the individual is organic. Kapag organic, ano yung metaphor doon? When we're talking about organic, ano yung pumupunta sa isip nyo? Hindi to sa diet, guys, ha? Like organic food or ano. What do they mean when they say organic yung tao? Ideas?
Natural, sir.
Natural. Ayun, tama. So we can start with that, Krista. The idea of nature. Ano pa? Good? How about the others? Does anybody have ideas to build upon the idea of Krista with the idea of nature? Try lang. Ayun. Sige, so let's build on the idea of Krista, diba? The idea that there is a natural hierarchy. And diba organic means an organ. The idea that people are part of a system, diba? Yung organ is part of the system of the body, and everyone has a natural place in that organism, right? Or in that system. So, may natural na hierarchy, and you should stick to your place in that hierarchy. So, for example, yung sinasabi dito is, kapag gagamitin natin yung metapora ng katawan, the liver has its own function. You cannot substitute the liver for the brain and so on. Kaya nga nilagay siya dyan kasi nga, yun yung pinaka-ideal na place niya. That is what conservatives and fascists believe, right? That people are put in their place naturally, or they are there for a reason and to fulfill a specific function, like an organ would with the system. Okay, sino yung nagsasalita na yun? Naiintriga talaga ako. Who is trying to speak? For that, you can just chat. Ayan, sige, kasi hindi siya naririnig. Okay, does anybody have something to add with this or ideas with regards to this? bakit nakalagay yung chart na eto sa ano? So this is a chart uh, looking at or describing or illustrating a hierarchy, 'di ba? An industrial workers of the world poster. And ano yung napapansin natin sa chart? Sige, si Christine. Tin, ano yung napapansin natin sa chart, Tin? Is Christine here? Tin, can you hear me? Ano yung napapansin natin sa chart na nakalagay sa front? Okay, or si Ashley. Si Jean. Jean, ano yung
Sure.
napapansin natin sa chart?
Yes, Jean.
Yes, ano yung napapansin? Sige, sige. Ikaw muna, Ash. Ash, okay, sige. Ano yung napapansin natin sa chart, Ash? Okay. Sige, si Jean na lang, Jean, ikaw na lang. What is your observation about the chart?
Para sa akin, sir, is galing po sa pinakamataas na na rank, tapos yung sa
Mm.
ilalim is yung mga bababa lang po.
Okay, sige. So, thank you, Jean. Makikita natin, tama yung sinabi ni Jean, there's a natural hierarchy. And for the conservatives and fascists, this hierarchy should be maintained. Right? Or okay to sa kanila. Kasi nga, naniniwala sila na dapat hindi guluhin. Diba? It should be retained. At sa mga fascists, they would usually say na, actually, hindi nga dapat hindi nga dapat bigyan ng rights yung mga sa pinakamababa or dapat exclude sila palalo, 'di ba? So makikita natin, 'di ba, na may mga ganun silang thoughts. Ayan. Pero eto, for example, I think we have to look into the concepts as well of equality of ends as well as economic redistribution. Ay, wait lang ha. Sa dito na part, gets naman to siguro, 'di ba? Sa individual and society, individual interest should be subordinated to the good of society as a whole kasi nga mas importante yung collective, yung karamihan kaysa sa iisa. Para sa communists and socialists, sa liberals, individual persons should be guaranteed freedom and political equality, but wala silang sinasabi about economic tsaka social equality. So political equality lang, 'di ba? With regards to the rights that people have na nakalagay sa state, right? Ibig sabihin yung legal rights lang nila. So mamaya makikita natin kung ano yung magiging diferensya niyan if you're treating people in a liberal way as well as a socialist way. And then you also have sa conservatives, yung kanilang sinasabi na yung mga tao may freedom, but at the same time, you need to impose order. Okay, sa fascist, yung pinaka-importante sa kanila is order. And usually they would not respect the freedoms of people because again, the state is the most important variable. Right? Okay, so we move on to the idea of equality. Ito natin pwedeng tingnan yung kaibahan ng liberals tsaka ng socialists and communists. So sa equality, yung sa liberals, nagpo-focus sila sa equality of ends. Equality of ends means outcomes, 'di ba? So, makikita natin na sometimes in life, certain people or kahit meron tayong right to education, 'di ba? We all have right to education in the sense that pwede tayong pumunta ng public school or dapat ma-educate tayo. Pero at the same time, yung outcomes, yung educational outcomes natin, iba lahat. So there are certain people that like naging first sila or naging fifth sila or they get awards or they get better jobs in the future. What communism and socialism tries to do is to try to make those outcomes a bit less unequal. So yun yung isa sa mga goals nila. syempre hindi sa education mismo, pero usually this has to do with social outcomes tsaka yung economic outcomes. So they trying to make society as equal as possible based on the outcomes. Kasi yung nangyayari, eto, let's use the metaphor of the idea of equality tsaka equity. Ito yung isang debate ng mga liberals tsaka ng mga socialists. So we have two ideas here, the idea of equality and equity. Can somebody describe kung ano yung kaibahan na nakikita nila dito? So obviously these are people that are trying to bike, right? Sa equality, usually ito yung gusto ng liberals, equality of opportunities. So everybody is given a bike, right? And then yung sa equity, this is what socialists want. Tingnan natin, ano sa tingin niyo yung kaibahan? Okay, can somebody explain this idea of equality versus equity? Okay, sige. How about Sophia? Sophia, we can start with you. Ano yung nakikita sa picture? Sige, who wants to volunteer? Simon, how about you?
Ano po, sa equality po, parang yung minimin po sa bike, yung pagkakaintindi ko po is opportunity po. Everyone deserves the same kind of opportunity po, kapares po ng bike. Tapos sa equity naman po, ganun naman po, pero yung opportunity po pare-pareho, pero naka-fit po sa estado or type ng tao po.
Okay, sige. So, ayun, di ba? Thank you, Simon. I think that is correct, right? Given the analysis of the image. Who here has some other thoughts about the image? Let's have Pat. Pat, how about you? Guys, eventually you will need to speak in the future. Si Krisha. How about Krisha?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about yung sinabi ni Simon? Or you can also add your own thoughts about this.
Dahil na nang ginhambal ni Simon, sir. Correct man nang ginhambal.
Okay, correct din yung sinabi ni Simon. Si Shai, how about you?
Same din po, Chair, yung opinion ko kay Simon. Tapos yung yung pagka-understand ko sa equality tsaka equity, same din po sa mga middle class tsaka mga poor talaga na kapag nabibigyan sila ng ayuda, mas kailangan po ng poor na mas marami yung makukuha nila kasi mas kailangan nila yon. So, yun yung pagkakaintindi ko sa equity.
Okay. Good. I also agree with that analysis. Thank you so much, Shai. Wonderful, guys. And so, makikita natin, 'di ba, na yung kaibahan ng equality and equity, I mean, hindi siya completely accurate kasi there are also liberals which try to extend their analysis na sinabi na, okay, this is not enough. Hindi pwede nabigyan lang ng bike yung tao and you expect them to do well. Right? Kasi nga iba-iba yung situations, right? So liberals have some kind of openness. Pero with regards to analysis, generally the left, the socialists would try to really emphasize the idea of equity, that kailangan yung ends pareho din, right? Everyone has to have equal opportunities and at the same time have the capability to make sure that they all finish in the same time, right? Or hindi naman in the same time, or make sure that they all finish or go to the finish line, 'di ba? Kaya nga may flag na nakalagay dito, right? If you are giving them a customized na yung sinabi nga ni Shai na some people might need some things even more compared to the others, right? So, obviously, this is not a perfect analysis. Hindi mo to pwedeng, or this would be very hard to do societally kasi kailangan mo i-fit sa needs ng bawat tao. And alam natin that would be very hard logistically and at the same time yung mga needs ng mga tao nag-change throughout time. So there's really big challenge kapag gusto nating gawin yon. Pero at the same time, there's no harm in trying to understand, diba, that different people would have different needs, and as much as possible, if we can, and if we are able to, we are able to fit the needs so that they might be able to succeed in the future. Diba? So, makikita natin yung diskurso ng equality versus equity even in the state level. So, ayun, equality of opportunities versus equality of ends or outcomes. Yan. So, kaya nga yung pinaka-purpose ng socialists and communists is to try to make sure that economic distribution and the social equality and economic equality be prioritized first. While liberals would say that, okay, kailangan lang protektahan yung rights muna ng mga tao, no matter what their place in society is right now, diba? So, makikita natin mamaya. Okay, so we have those ideas. So for example, kapag may property rights, diba, the right of people to own property, the liberals would say na those are the rights, no matter what type of person you are, if you are a billionaire, if you are a poor person, if you are middle class, you all have a right to property. So hindi mo pwedeng magalaw yan, diba? Okay, hindi pwedeng magalaw. Or if gagalawin, make sure that you get their consent. Kasi nga, they respect the idea of individual, no matter what class you are. But for the socialists, again, they would try to argue in the form of, kailangan natin may mas equality sa society. So they would argue that billionaires need to redistribute some of their income to solve inequality in society. We can clearly see the idea of equality, di ba? Equality yung sa liberals, and equity, or equality of opportunities, and then equity para sa mga socialists and sa mga communists. Right? I'm not saying that the communists and socialists are correct all the time, kasi makikita na historically there are some situations in which if you force economic redistribution, lalo na kapag yung gobyerno, and generally yung gobyerno is not good, kahit usually naging selfish din yung state. Sa Russia, sa China for example, you get really big human atrocities. Okay, so it's not a successful model or historical model for a communist or socialist like states. But at the same time, makikita natin na the countries that we are also trying to emulate have had socialist ideas as well. Okay? Hindi lang to the point that it has been a certain or ginawang certainty talaga. So there are still some differences with regards to that. Okay, so aside from that, I think understandable naman yung ibang parts of the chart. Ito lang, yung sa fascism. With regards to the mode of change, communists want revolution, specifically an armed revolution, an overtaking of the state from the bottom. Kasi yung, actually pareho lang, or same lang yung thought ng coup d'etat and revolution, but the revolution comes from below. While the coup d'etat comes usually from a military force or a junta. Okay, so these people are already in power, but they're trying to overtake another person in power, right? And coup d'etat usually nagagaling yan sa military. So kapag fascist, nagsa-start usually yan with a coup d'etat, wherein there is removal and seizure of a government and its powers. And usually, this is done by a military or a dictator. So, isa ding makapangyarihan na tao. And the most recent example of a coup d'etat is the one that happened in Myanmar, which is in just 2021, where the Myanmar military overtook the government of Aung San Suu Kyi. So, sige. Does anybody want to say something about this? Or narinig ba to sa news na nagkaroon ng coup d'etat sa Myanmar?
Yes, Chair, sa social media.
Yeah.
Oo. Tapos nakita niyo ba yung video no na yung actual na event, may babaeng gumagawa ng exercise video. Tapos I don't know if you watch this, but you can Google this if you want. So the actual footage of the military entering the parliament, that is their parang Senate building nila, right? That is where they make the laws. The military was entering the parliament, and then there was a person trying to do a TikTok exercise video, and the actual moment wherein the military vehicles went into the parliament gates, was captured through a TikTok video, right? It was an actual footage there. And yung Myanmar kasi actually they have a really turbulent history in the past. So there have been times in the past talaga wherein a military or nagkaroon talaga sila ng military dictatorships, right? And ni-restore quotation marks ni Aung San Suu Kyi yung democracy kuno. Tapos, pero still, the military still during that time had a lot of control. Even if Aung San Suu Kyi was the one in power. And pero nakikita nila na ngayon kailangan pa rin nilang mas marami pa ring power. So they thought of Aung San Suu Kyi as a leader who needs to be deposed, and so they took control over it. And there have been some coup d'etat attempts also in the Philippines, but they were all already unsuccessful. So there were about 9 coup d'etat attempts during Cory Aquino's time, but all of them were crushed. So people like Gringo Honasan, people like Enrile, these are military officers, tried to instigate a coup d'etat, ibig sabihin a military overtake of the Corazon Aquino government after 1987. But all of them were crushed, right? And so if you just imagine 9 coup d'etats in that period, right? 6-year period, kung gaano kagulo yung gobyerno kasi 'di ba? Imagine mo, ikaw yung presidente, tapos every or almost every year merong magagrab ng power sa iyo, mga military powers, 'di ba? So that would be very very chaotic. And ayun, yung klase ng sitwasyon na nangyayari during that time, right? But they were unsuccessful kasi nga not all of the military supported them. So Cory had Fidel V. Ramos on her side, right? And the other military officers as well. Yan. So makikita natin that pero in some countries that have managed to actually overthrow a democratic government using a military dictatorship such as yung kay Hitler. Actually democratic din yung paglagay kay Hitler eh. Pero ayun, si Hitler, si Benito Mussolini, all of this were supported by the military of their country. Ayan, so makikita natin na ganon. Usually military nagsusupport sa mga fascist na movements. And it makes sense again because fascism needs the machinery of the military. Kasi nga state yung dinedefend. You need force, specifically a monopoly of force to intimidate people, to threaten people to obey you, 'di ba? So ayun, that's why usually it's the military which tries to legitimize yung fascism. Okay, so eto titingnan natin yung results nyo from the political compass test. Sige. Are there any questions regarding the chart pala or are there any additional insights or clarifications?
Wala na rin, sir.
Wala na din. Okay, sige. So, let's look at your political ideology compass. If somebody explain the political ideology compass, yung kanilang pagkakaintindi dito, you have 2 axes. You have the one that is the x-axis and then the y-axis. Ano ibig sabihin ng x-axis na part? Yung left and right. What does it refer to? Sige, C wants to give their opinion. Let's have sorry, i-volunteer ko na lang. Sige, si Krista. Krista, ano yung pagkaintindi natin dito sa left and sa right?
Sa left, sir, is ng side ng collectivism and sa right is the side of libertarianism.
Libertarianism? Ayun. Okay, sige. That's a good start. Pero I think it could also be modified. Okay, sige. So thank you, Krista. Pero yung sa x-axis actually, this describes your economic outlook, 'di ba? Kung ano yung sa tingin nyo, yung mangyayari dapat sa ekonomiya. Right? And yung sa may y-axis, this describes what you think should be with regards or the regulation of society should be or social life, right? So sa y-axis, makikita natin you have authoritarian. If you want more order or authority or a hierarchy, then usually you would have sa taas. Right? So if you believe in the state and the other institutions which impose hierarchy over people, then usually you will go sa taas. Okay, eto. Yan, dito kayo na part, right? Authoritarian. Kapag you think authority is needed or more authority is needed in society. So, syempre, ayan. And then yung sa ilalim, yes, Simon.
Po?
Oo, sino nagsalita? May nagsalita ba? Akala ko ikaw, hindi ba?
Ay, hindi po.
Okay. And then, sige. Sa ilalim, dito na part na to, these are for the people who believe that you don't really need a lot of regulation from the state or you don't really need a lot of imposition of the hierarchy of the state. So, eto yung mga medyo anarchistic or libertarian in the sense that they believe in more liberty is needed, less state intervention or implementation is needed for the individual. And again, dito sa taas, more state intervention or state regulation is needed. And then yung sa left side, you believe that the state has or you believe in more economic redistribution, di ba? So may kailangan or the diagnosis of society right now is that it's really unequal and kailangan ng mas maraming economic equality. So that's the one in the left, right? Hindi pa yan tinitingnan ko kung like you believe in state or less state interference. So basta left kayo na side, kahit sa taas or sa baba, you believe in more economic redistribution. Well, if you're in the right, you believe more in property rights at hindi kailangan ng masyadong economic redistribution. Right? So, mas conservative dito sa taas. Right? The individuals have the capacity to accumulate capital for themselves, right? And they need to protect their capital. So, dito sa left side na ito. Sige. So, I'm just gonna point on to an axis here and then sabihin niyo sa akin kung ano ibig sabihin or ano yung political viewpoint ng mga tao sa axis na ito with regards to the economy as well as to with regards to regulation of social life. Sige. So, dito sa left side, yung sa blue one, who wants to give the idea kung ano yung viewpoint sa economy and sa social life ng mga tao na mabibilong sa axis na ito. See, let's have Jean. Yes.
Yes, Chair.
Sige, ano yung ibig sabihin kapag magkakaroon ka ng result dito? With regards to the state, do you want more state intervention or less? Okay, sige, may nagchat ata. Okay, sige. Hindi na. You can just chat your answer if you want, Jean. Who wants to volunteer for this one? Ganun lang pagkakaintindi. Sige na, i-volunteer nyo na yung sarili nyo. Noriel, how about you? Ashley.
Chair?
Yes. Ano yung pagkakaintindi natin kapag dito?
Ako na lang, Chair.
Okay, sige. Yes. Good. Very good. Sige.
I think yung sa meaning niyan, Chair, is yung method niya or rule. Yung mga policies po.
Sa pinakataas, yung mga policies dapat?
Opo.
Oo. Okay. So, yung minimin mo si Stalin kung ano yung mga policies?
Yes, Chair.
Okay. Okay. So, you're saying that depende sa kung saan yung position mo sa political ideology na to, yun yung magiging basis ng policy. Ganon.
Opo.
Okay, sige. That's true. Okay, correct. Pero anong klaseng, thank you, Jean. Pero anong klaseng policy yung magiging, magkakaroon ka kapag, for example, dito ka sa top left? Okay, sige, let's have another person. How about Shy? Shy, how about you?
Yes, Chair.
Yes, ano yung
Siguro
pagkakaintindi mo? Mm-mm.
communism kasi, Chair, so feel ko parang limited lang din yung rights mo.
Okay, correct.
And
Ayan, okay.
na-search ko din po kasi na yung main goal daw po ni Joseph Stalin is to increase its power and influence in the world.
Okay, so rush, okay, sige. Thank you, Shai. That's really, good. And so, makikita natin yung, kasi, yung dito na part, and specifically Stalin's communism, thank you, Shai, was really authoritarian, diba? Kaya makikita natin ito, authoritarian na word, and that, in the sense that the state should have priority over individual rights, diba? Kapag sa ilalim, if you remember, these are the people that believe in more liberty for the individual, right? Pero eto, 'di ba, collectivism nakalagay, the groups or the social rights of the groups are, or the groups are should be uh the group should be prioritized, but at the same time the rule should be authoritarian. So makikita natin systematic to na marami silang makinarya na ginawa with regards to the state, but at the same time individual rights were sacrificed for the purpose of the collective. And then yung state na yung makinarya na ginawa para ma-impose lahat na ito kasi nga grabe yung authority ng state. So eto yan, dito kay Stalin, they want to redistribute like resources. Pero the way that they redistributed resources was very authoritarian. So for example, sa history natin, okay, yung sinabi ni Stalin, let's provide jobs to everyone. Papagandahin natin yung agrikultura, pero at the same time, yung ginawa nila is all the peasants, all the people that did not have jobs, we put them in agriculture and then we force them to work there. That is their life. So makikita na tumataas. Okay nga, may job sila, they have income, but at the same time, a lot of the people did not want to be there in the first place. Okay, so inequality lessened, and it's the same sense with China as well, inequality or economic inequality lessened, but the people's rights to choose their own form of work, to be able to move freely and to move so without interference from the government was restricted. So okay nga, bumaba yung inequality at first, right? But at the same time, you can see that some individual rights were actually trespassed. Right? So makikita natin ganun yon. And then sa ilalim, on the right, on the bottom side, these are the people which believe that economic redistribution is necessary, right? Kasi sa left, but at the same time, they believe that individual rights should be respected at the same time. So these are people like Gandhi. And actually, here, a lot of you here, this is my result, dito na part. A lot of you had this result. So this is and why do you think you got this result? And this is Jean's result. So medyo similar yung results nyo. Si Jean, less, siya, mas, diba, makikita natin, negative 2.67 compared to Simon's negative 4.82, in the sense that she believes that mas importante or kailangan pa rin ng may mas authority, diba? And then Simon's believe in the liberty more of individual compared to authority. Pero you're still on the sa mas pa rin kayo. Diyan pa rin kayo sa ilalim. So you believe more, or you believe more in the liberty of individual, or lessening the imposition of state restrictions over individuals compared to saying that the state has the capacity or authority over individuals talaga. So a lot of you here actually sa left, sige, who wants to tell their process sa inyong dalawa kung ano sa tingin niyo bakit naging ganito yung result niyo? Sige, si Simon muna. Ikaw muna mauna, Simon. What do you think, why do you think you got this result? You're more to the left, and at the same time you're more social libertarian kaysa sa authoritarian.
Kasi feel ko po wait lang po.
Okay lang.
Mas inaano ko po kasi kaya po siguro yun yung, result po nun sa'kin kasi po mas pinaniniwalaan ko po yung freedom po ng lahat po ng tao po talaga. Po,
Mm.
yun po.
Okay. Kaya sa ano 'no, sa social libertarian na aspect, you believe in the capacity of the individuals. 'Yun. How about sa left, the economic left, do you believe more in ano, why do you think you got this result? Negative 3.25. So leftward ka kaysa sa rightward.
Feel ko po kasi mas, nagle-lean in po talaga ako sa classless society po na equal po tayong lahat, yun po.
Okay, sige. Oo. That's ano, yeah, I think that's ano, pero actually hindi pa masyadong extreme eh. Negative 3.25 pa. So meron pa ring ano, which is ano, fine, right? Oo. So thank you so much, Simon. How about Jean? How about you? What do you think of your result? Do you agree that you're more leftist? Do you believe that ano? Kasi kapag sa left ka, you believe that there is inequality in society that needs to be addressed, 'di ba? And sa libertarian, you believe more in the capacity of individuals compared to the capacity of authorities to impose will on the individual. So, can you tell us something about your result or anything like kung ano nafi-feel mo habang nagte-take ng test or what? Just details.
Based sa
Ay, sige, hindi ka marinig masyado, Jean. Can you try again? Can you speak again?
ano po, yung based po sa beliefs and right ko.
Mm. So, ano similar din kay Simon, no? May pagka-similar. Mm. Sige. Okay. Thank you so much, Jean. Ayan. How about kay Krista? Krista, how about you? This is a bit interesting. Kayong dalawa ni ano, ni wait lang. Kay Sai, sort of the same that you're a bit okay, sige. So, why do you think oh yan no, may nakalagay diyan medyo balance kayo. 0.21 and negative 0.41. Sige. Can you explain why na medyo balance yung idea niyo ng individual liberty tsaka yung respect for authority? Why are you in the middle here? So you believe
Um,
both? Sige.
Kasi Trace, siguro naging ganyan po yung result ko kasi I believe in equality and at the same time po is naniniwala po ako sa law na
Mm.
na okay lang po kahit ano yung gawin niyo, free ko na kahit anong gawin mo basta kailangan niyo po na sumunod sa rules kasi pagkakaalam ko po is yung mga rules is ginawa siya para maging safe yung mga tao at mapaunlad yung community. So,
Mm.
yun po.
Okay.
So,
Ayun.
dapat po
So,
siyang
may
sundin.
okay, sige. Thank you, Tin. That's really an eloquent answer. Ayan, very good. Okay, so makikita natin si Christine. That was Christine who was speaking, no?
Si Krista po yun, Chair.
Si Krista pala. Si Krista pala. Okay, kay Krista to na-resolve. Kay Krista to na-resolve, di ba? This one. Yung nakalagay Christine. Sorry. Okay, how about Sai?
Ano, Chair?
Ganun din yung ano yung viewpoint mo sa result mo? Sort of the same kayo ni
Yun nga yung pagkasabi ko, Chair, is may freedom po yung mga tao na gawin yung gusto nila pero at the same time is dapat po sumunod sila sa mga rules and law kasi yung mga rules po na yun and law is ginawa siya para maging safe yung mga tao at mapaunlad po yung society. So, dapat po nilang sundin yun.
Okay. Isa lang pala sila. Okay, sige. Thank you, thank you. Sige. Oo. Kay ano, sambilog lang gali si Sai at si Krista. Okay. Sorry. Ayan, very good. I think this is also the same a bit for Christine. And I agree with you in that I can see your perspective talaga na okay, kailangan ng authority and respect for authority because again, there are certain rules that need to be imposed. Kaya usually, 'di ba, sa center. Ayan, sa center ng point. My results are not like that, ha? I'm just saying that I agree with the viewpoint as well. I can understand where you're coming from, diba? Ayan, very good, guys. Okay, next one. You have Ashley and Shai. Okay. Who wants to explain their results? Ashley, how about you first?
Sure.
Oo. Yung results mo. Can you tell us something about this?
I didn't expect my result.
You didn't expect your result? Bakit? That's cool. Oo. Why not?
Gusto ko search for yung libertarian over authorities.
Oo, gusto mo na libertarian ka tapos paglabas ng result hindi andun ka sa taas. Ganun yung nangyari. Mm. No, pero ano, like this is good naman. Syempre it's better if your results are a bit accurate. Pero at the same time, do not feel bad kasi the results of your classmates are like that tapos sa inyo hindi. I don't think Ashley is saying na she feels bad, pero iba yung expectations niya. Ayun, sige. So, obviously kapag ganito yung result, para sa iyo Ashley, hindi to accurate na result para sa iyo.
Yes, sir. Iba po kasi yung akin kasi sa kanila, sir. O yung ano po namin, sir, yung beliefs po, siguro, sir.
Oo, iba. Don't eventually may mga makikita natin if you see the internet or if you go to the internet kasi meron silang site. Pakita ko lang sa inyo yung site nila mamaya. Kung saan when they go through life, mga 16 years old sila, andyan sila sa blue, tapos maging violet sila, mag-20 sila, tapos maging green sila sa 25, ganun-ganun. So, again, this is not a fixed thing. It's a process and it would change throughout your lifetime. Right? Don't worry about it. Okay, thank you so much, Jean. Ashley pala. And si Shai, how about you, Shai? Do you want to tell us something about your results?
Same lang din sa kanila, sir.
Mm-mm. Okay. Okay, so wala kang sasabihin about this? Ayan. Wala na
Yeah.
din. Okay, sige, thank you, Shai. Sige, Laika, how about you? Do you want to tell us something about your results, likes? Ay, wala pala siya ngayon. Kasi walang internet. Okay, walang internet. How about Noriel? Noriel! The only one in blue. Tell us about your results. This is really interesting. Why do you think your results differ from your classmates?
Sir, na shock man ko, sir, nga iba ako nga result sa
Oo. Sa tingin mo accurate ba yung nakalabas na results?
ng ilang sir ay nang ga-agree ba ko sa mga daw may freedom bala.
Mm. So para sa'yo, mas importante din yung freedom.
Sir.
Tapos yung results mo parang sa mas mataas, authoritarian pumunta.
Ay kailangan nun ba, sir?
Oo nga, kailangan din yung authority, 'di ba? Ayun. Sige, this is really interesting. Thank you so much, Noriel, for being so open sa results. Ayun, so makikita natin, 'di ba, na actually yung sa class hindi to these results are not extreme at all. So makikita natin dito lang kayo lumilibot, 'di ba? Malapit kayo sa middle. So you're actually very tolerant in a sense. tapos hindi masyadong extreme. Kasi usually kapag extreme, it means that you will have a viewpoint that is not as reconcilable with the others. So dito lang naman kayo pumupunta, like sa middle parts. And so it's really easy to change views in the future if needed. Ayan, sige. So thank you so much, Noriel. Very good. Krisha, dito rin si Krisha sa middle. Oh. Do you want to tell us something about this, Krisha?
Wala.
Wala naman. Okay, sige. Same lang, no? Idea of the balance between respecting authority as well as liberty. How about Pat? Pat, do you want to tell us something about results? Okay, sige. Ayan, sige. So let's na lang, end it here. Thank you so much for taking the test and at the same time trying to share the results of your work. So the reminders for today, take your quiz sa CLE, that's activity 2.3. It's just 15 items and it will be a way to review for your exams as well. And again, review for the exams tomorrow. Just download the reviewer sa discuss section natin. And for tomorrow, make sure you take your exams. The test will open at 9 a.m. and then it will close at 6 p.m. And after you're done with the exams, you can also ask help for your position paper if you're still not burnt out or if you're still doing it. Ayan. I haven't really checked yet kung may nagpasa na ng outputs, but I'm starting to check before April 4. Ayan. If you need an extension with regards to your position paper, you can just message me. Don't be scared about it. Okay, so are there any questions before we end class?
None po.
None po.
Wala na,
None.
Chair.
Okay.
None,
Sige,
Chair.
bye-bye guys. Get some rest today. Bye-bye everyone.
Goodbye
Bye
and thank you,
po.
Chair.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Chair.
Bye.